For Gonzaga, Ryan Mitchell. Hip 7 for Gonzaga. Logan Law. Hip 9 for Portland State, Micah Huber. And hip 10 for Portland State, Linus Ota. Now, we've already had Logan Law won the 5,000 at the Oregon Twilight yesterday at 14:06. Came back around the 1,500 today. Expect him to do a little pace setting, and that's about it. He's right now in second place. Hip 3, Drew Coolidge. He also did the same thing today. So these two should be just out there for pace setting duties. First, it's Coolidge on the right. Here with the rail, and just outside of him, Logan Law. 38.5 that first 200 meters for our pace setters. So we're on 5:08, 1,600 meter pace. Probably want to pick it up just a little bit. They all come in around 30 minutes. Outside the pace setters have broken 30. 1:13.11 that first lap. Did pick it up just a little bit. Following them, Anderson, Augustine, Bond, Mitchell. Let me go back to Huber, Ota. Huber and Ota from Portland State. Now, these athletes have not pushed themselves too much this season. They should be in line to have a good time here in the 10K. We've seen these couple athletes last 5,000s that had pushed themselves in the 10Ks earlier in the year. They're still trying to recover. Registering around 30:53.80 at the Brian Clay Class Invitational on April 18th. 1:10.78 on that second lap. For Coolidge, 2:23.89. Law outside of his shoulder. They're followed by Mitchell, Anderson, Augustine. All from Gonzaga. And Bond. And back to Huber. So it was 2:58 at the 1,000 meters for Coolidge. Just 29:40 pace. 3:30. For the pack behind him, Huber and Ota. Just 3:28 through 1,000. Just 34:40 pace. Now Law's taking the pace setting duties. This is a nice cool down for the athletes. Seen this done by Powell at the end of the meets. Vinland has done this where they've had a hard race and they come back and do a strong pace, but not necessarily their heaviest pace. Conditioning, Law's in very good shape. 29:44 last year in the 10K. 1:10.01 for Law in that lap. 16:01 at 40:45.30 for 1,600 meters. They definitely picked up the pace. Now running 1:10, 1:11 pace. After a first lap of 1:13.
He's like, do you know Mike Jackson? I was like, well, I like his wife a lot better. He's like, oh, yeah.
440 miles, or 1,600 meters, is 29:10 pace. So around 29:20 estimated finish time. $1:11.34 for Law on that lap. It's been 5:56.64 through 2000. .250 on that second kilometer. $1:11.34 on that lap. Law, Collage. We have Mitchell, Anderson, and Augustine, and Bond. Anderson ran 14:05.05 with Brian Clay. Mitchell 14:07.76 with Brian Clay. Bond 14:25.97 at Fort Worth Peace Meet. Augustine 14:27.71 at Fort Worth Peace. $1:12.11 for Collage. With him in the lead now. 7:08.93 at 2,400 meters. Somewhat of a preview. We've seen Gonzaga, Washington State, and Oregon State, all by the time of the 2026-2027 season. That will be the Pac-12. More than just a couple of teams right now. That's Washington State and Oregon State. Gonzaga Pack about to lap the Portland State Pack. 7 laps completed. Now for Collage, who's leading the group. 8:21.74 after 1:12.81. All by Law. And then we have the group expect to be finishing on our pace setters of Mitchell, Anderson, Augustine, and Bond. Anderson, Mitchell, both freshmen, as is Augustine. Bond's a senior. It's 8:58 at 3,000 meters. .306 on that kilometer. 3,200, 9:34.11 for Mitchell, who's trailing our pace setters Collage and Law. Mitchell followed by Anderson, Augustine, and Bond.
And a 72 lap for Portland State
Huber and Oda.
82 for athlete Nico Huber and Minnesota, Portland State.
Huber and Oda coming up on 3,000 meters. Volodge leaving the track. That's up to Law. He'll pace set his teammates. 1:11:31 for Law. 10:45:27 through 3,600 meters. By Mitchell, Anderson, Augustine, and Bond. Eleven 21 after 9.5 laps, 3,800 meters. Finish line will be 4,000 meters. Law leading his teammates in order: Mitchell, Anderson, Augustine, and Bond. One 11:22 for Law. 11:56:49 at 4,000. .258 on that kilometer. We about 11 laps completed. A pair from Portland State working on getting to 4,000. 4,000 for them at 13:07. .32:47 pace for the pair from Portland State. Eleven and a half laps completed for Law and his compatriots from Gonzaga. They do a lot of team racing and indoor meets. A lot of the guys will be running together, pushing the pace together. Will Smith's had some good successes. We're at 13:34 this year. At 27:53. That's why Logan Law came to Gonzaga. He went to train and race with Will Smith. 1:12:37 on that lap for Law. 4,800 meters. 14:19:52. With Mitchell, Anderson, Augustine, and Bond. Law's stretching out. Going to come up at 5,000 meters. So a 5,000 meter win yesterday at Oregon Twilight. 1,500. Ran 350 today. 14:55.
14:54.
14:54 corrected. 2:58 on that kilometer. 29:48 pace. So 5,000 yesterday, gets a win at Oregon Twilight. Went 1,500 earlier today. Now he's running another 5,000. Help his teammates with pacing, run a relatively slow for him, 14:54. His teammates have the next 5,000 on their own. Hopefully they can help each other. They're very good normally with team racing and helping push each other for pace. Mitchell in the lead right now. 1:10:58 on that lap. 15:30:32. Anderson, Augustine right behind him. Bond's starting to fall back. He's at 15:34:12. Less than 12 laps to go. (16:06) at 5,400 meters. 13 and a half laps completed. Here from Portland State, coming up on 12 laps completed. (16:31:82) for Huber and Ota. 12 laps completed, 4,800 meters. New leader to help, Sammy Anderson. Freshman pulls in the lead. Around 32:02:75 PR in this event. Mitchell 31:21:24. It's a good way to finish the year. Get a nice work on a good solid PR on the 10K. Anderson 16:41, 58:56:00. 11 laps to go. That's down to about 10 and a half. Anderson, Mitchell, and Augustine. Bond falling back slowly. He's 9 seconds back. We were at the finish line last time. Coming up on Huber and Ota. Anderson, Mitchell, and Augustine. 17:54 at 17:53:46 exactly at 6,000 meters. 2:59 on that kilometer. For Anderson, Mitchell, and Augustine.
Yes, sir, Mick, you're great.
They'll make it in 29:50. My prediction at this point in time, they'll get there in 29:50 or so. Anderson, Augustine, and Mitchell. Actually, lead there right now. It's Mitchell, Augustine, and Anderson. That's the proper order. Nine laps to go for Mitchell, Augustine, and Anderson. 1:12:79. Slowest lap so far in the race. Actually, except for the first lap. First lap was 1:13. All the other laps have been 1:12 or faster. Most of them 1:10 or 1:11. You gotta remember, they got 10 seconds to play with, but no more than that. Probably 9 point something seconds. They need to make certain you continue pushing the pace, or it's gonna be a strain to try to break 30. As it is right now, it's a lot of pain and strain for this group of runners. Just trying to get into their mindset, get into a rhythm, not think about the pain.
Here comes the lead trio.
Mitchell, Augustine, and Anderson. Augustine taking the lead now.
2019.
20:19:59 after 1:12:85.
Doing that. Live on 3. We did that.
And I'm predicting 29:54. You got to push the pace a bit to break 30 minutes.
Shot is live.
Hopefully Augustine will start pushing the pace. Coming up on 7,000 meters, 20:56. That's not pushing the pace. That's slowing down a little bit. .303 on that kilometer. Any kilometer over 3 is lost seconds towards breaking 30 minutes. I'm pretty certain they want. That's part of the reason why they're doing the pace they're doing is to break 30 minutes. It's a trio of freshmen. Mitchell pushing into the lead.
Lead pack coming up at 7K mark at
7 laps to go. 1:12:80 on that lap. 21:32:57.
200. 21:32.
Mitchell, Augustine, and Anderson.
Keep your road last 123.
Go. Watch the face.
And Roto with a lap of 125.
Here comes Anderson into the lead. Anderson, Mitchell, and Augustine. You see the grimace on Anderson's face earlier. Looks like he's feeling better now.
1.5 to go for our leaders.
22:45:99 after a 1:12:96 lap. 6 laps to go. Anderson leading them to 8,000 meters. 5 laps to go once they reach the finish line for Sammy Anderson, Ryan Mitchell, and Joshua Augustine.
Lead here with 5 laps.
23:58:37. After 3:02 and change kilometer.
The pack will up.
They only have 1.62 seconds to play with these last 2 kilometers, which means they have, at most, they can run 6:01:62 of those last 2 kilometers. And the last 2 kilometers have been 3:02 and 3:03. There's Bond, who's still in 4th place. These Gonzaga runners are 3 laps ahead.
With a
the Portland State runners. We have Anderson, Mitchell, and Augustine.
For the lead cap. Amount to go at 25:10. This is Anderson, Mitchell,
So they have to run 112 flat in order to get a 3-minute kilometer. Anderson pushing the pace a bit. He wants that 30 minutes. He wants to break 30 minutes for the 10K. Tyson, you can see there shouting out instructions, encouraging his freshman. Pat Tyson used to room with Prefontaine, Steve Prefontaine. Had a trailer up on the hill. Prefontaine liked Tyson because Tyson didn't ask him about racing, about being the hero. Just we're people, just friends. Makes a huge difference. They're not pressured to talk about what's in big races and all that. You need a place where you can just vent, just relax. Tyson helped provide that. Tyson's been a great coach to these athletes, motivating. Talking to him about his history with athletes, great like Prefontaine, all the milers, Bowerman, Dellinger. 1:11:63 on that lap for Anderson as he's cranked up the pace to make certain he's going to break 30 minutes. 26:21:70 with 3 to go. Coming up on 9,000 meters. Mitchell 26:24:39. Augustine right behind him. They're running over 113. 9,000 meters in 26:56. .258 on that kilometer for Anderson. .27:01 for Mitchell and Augustine. They're going to have to rely on a kick to break that 30-minute barrier. Four on the team have broken 30 minutes this year, led by Will Smith at 27:53:19 at Stanford Invite. And this is all three of these gentlemen are freshmen. Last year, Gonzaga had 3 under 30 minutes. In fact, 3 under 29:30. In 2023, they had 5 under 30 minutes. That last lap is 1:11:30. 27:33 flat with 2 to go. Less than 2 to go now. Mitchell 27:38:90. Augustine falling back 27:41:23. Less than 500 meters to go for Sammy Anderson. Teammates cheering him on. Sammy Anderson, the freshman for Gonzaga. 28:43:52 after a 1:10:52 lap. Bond's trying to run with him. Anderson's going to run 28:50, maybe even break 29:50. That'd be quite nice to be under 29:50. But just trying to give chase now. Less than 200 meters to go for Sammy Anderson. Sammy Anderson. About to join his teammates in the 29 World Better Club at Gonzaga. And he does it. Let's see if Mitchell had enough of a kick to break 30. 29:58.87 for Mitchell. After a 1:07.11 kick, Augustine 30:11.12, 1:13.57 final kick, 30.
Lifetime best for Sammy Anderson and Brian Mitchell, Gonzaga.
6 Gonzaga athletes under 30 minutes. As far as I can see, they have not ever done that before, so fantastic for Gonzaga. Unfortunately, they might lose a couple of these athletes at graduation, but they'll have 5 because Logan Law has also broken 30 minutes. He did that last year. So 5 athletes going into the cross-country season. Should be a great cross-country season for Gonzaga. Nice finish here for Aiden Bond. One of those seniors along with Will Smith. Will Smith has still got the West Region meet to go to for both the 5K and 10K. Looking to go to the NCAA meet again. Cooper Laird and Sean Janico and Paul Talens all made it looks like, in the steeplechase.
One to go for Micah Huber, Portland State.
So quite a good distance performance for Gonzaga.
One lap to go for Linus Oda, Portland State.
So Rosina Machushuri should make it in the 1500.
$250 to go for Huber.
And Rosina Machushuri should make it in the 10K.
Linus Oda, Portland State with half a lap to go.
Heading to the West Region meet.
Micah Huber coming off the last.
Jessica Friedenlund in the 10K.
Here's Micah Huber, Portland State.
He'll get a PR also. So all 6 with PRs. Well, that's what this meet was about, getting PRs and getting the D1 West Region meet for those gentlemen, and also the NEI meet and NCAA D2 and NCAA D3. We saw lots of athletes do that. So outstanding performances from the sprints, including Mason Lawyer, their Washington State's 4x1 team,